guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's gonna get a little bit vulnerable. We're gonna get into kind of a story time / dating as a single mom, which normally I never really do. I'm still working up the courage to maybe one day do a story time on what happened with Mila's dad. Speaking of that, I did one when Mila was 6 weeks old, and I ended up deleting it because I did not even touch the surface of what was really going on. But yeah, that just shows I have trouble being this vulnerable and like telling you guys what really is going on. So we're gonna try that today, and hopefully one day I will work up the courage to post what happened with me and her dad, not to bash him or anything, and not to bash any guys, but I just feel like it's important to tell your story sometimes, especially when there's other young women listening. Okay, I didn't even mean to get on the topic of her dad, but if you know me personally, or you can kind of figure I've been through a lot with guys, just men in my life in general. I've been through a lot, so it's really hard for me to like open up put my guard down for them. But if and when I do finally let that guard down even a little bit, I tend to just like catch feelings and fall fast, and I love very hard, and that's one of my downfalls, and that's why I keep my guard so up, because before in the past it's gotten to the point where I've just cared and loved so much that I've put up with way more than I should have, just because I saw the good in people, and that's what I want to avoid at all costs. But it's just frustrating when guys finally get your guard down a little bit and basically like keep poking at you and like leading you on to think that they want more, and you finally like catch a little bit of feelings, and then it ends up being for nothing, and then I end up just being mad at myself. I'm like, I knew better, like why did I? And I think part of it is guys just think that single moms want to hear a certain thing, like, oh, I can take care of you and your child or whatever. But guys, if you're listening to this, please don't do that, especially if you don't mean it. It's very not nice to mess with people's minds like that. But anyways, I guess we'll just get into the story time. I really have no plot to this. I'm not the best storyteller. So backtracking, you guys probably know I left Mila's dad when I was pregnant. So I've been a single mom since I was pregnant. And I think the first time I started dating someone, she was 6 months old, and that was just very, very brief. It was like 2 weeks, and same thing happened then that just happened now. He was basically hitting me up, begging to take me on a date, and I was like, no, I'm just not focused on guys right now. I'm more focused on being a mom. And he just kept insisting. So we went out on a date, and we actually hit it off. Eventually started dating. I think 2 weeks in, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and then I want to say a week later, after asking me to be his girlfriend, he texted me and broke up with me and was like, hey, I'm not ready, just with work going on and fishing and all his stuff going on. So he broke up with me over text, and then the next week had a girlfriend. So I'm like, that was complete BS that you weren't ready. But it's just disappointing. It's like they put in all this effort and then just like let you down. Like they're trying to get you to envision your future with them, and then all of a sudden they just text and like, hey, I'm actually not ready for this. And I don't blame them. It's probably really scary to think about taking on that father figure role eventually, like if things continue. Like I get it, I probably wouldn't want to date a guy with kids either, but I do know whoever takes on this role as like my man and Mila's father figure, eventually, I'm not in a rush, but that's going to be one lucky man, because me and Mila both have so much genuine love to give. And like, just some guys aren't ready for that right now, and the dating pool already isn't the best. Even not being a single mom, like it's a huge hookup culture, and people aren't loyal or not genuine, and I'd rather just stick to myself until I really find that genuine, loyal, I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna get into this story time of what just happened. Normally, I feel like I don't have to explain myself or my life decisions to you guys or to social media, but I just feel so stupid. Like, I feel like I have to make this video because I posted him, you guys, on my Instagram. And maybe that's not a big deal to you guys, but to me, posting a picture like with someone and like you're on them, it's telling your friends and family and people that follow you like, hey, this is the person I'm starting to talk to, or like we're talking, or we're starting to date, or whatever. That's in my mind how that goes. And in the comments, everyone was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you, blah, blah, blah. And then literally the next day he texts me and it's like, hey, I'm not looking for anything. I'm like, then why were you posting me? Why did you post me first, and then you said, hey, if I post this, will you post it? Like, why would you put me in that position to lead me on then? Like, I was perfectly fine with like taking things slow or just see where things go, but that's when I get upset and I'm like, why would you lead me on then? Okay, I'm going a little bit forward, but to start the story time from the very beginning of this thing that just happened. So I was on Facebook. I have this mutual friend that I've had for years, I guess. I didn't even know I had him on my Facebook. And we know a lot of the same people from high school, but don't know each other personally. And he posted on his Facebook that he was moving back to San Antonio early May or whatever. And I commented and I was like, oh my gosh, me too. That's so weird because that's like the same week I'm moving back too. And we're both from there. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's cool. So he messages me and we start talking a little bit on there, and he slides me his number and he's like, you're just my type, blah, blah, blah. We FaceTime like every day. We're texting, good morning, good night, FaceTiming for hours. We hit it off. And then after a few days or a week, he tells me that he wants me to fly out to Florida where he is to visit him. And in my mind, I'm like, why don't we just wait till we move? It's like only less than a month. So in my mind, I just thought he was really into me to want to see me like ASAP. But I don't know, maybe he was just lonely and wanted someone to hang out with. I don't like getting my expectations set up or getting my hopes up. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, we'll just have fun and like see where things go, or if we really like each other. But at least it's gonna be like a little break from Mila, which I've never had. And we're just gonna have a good time. It's right by the beach and stuff like that. So it's just like a little vacation. But I get there and we hit it off. I feel like we're both really into each other. Like, I meet his friends. His friends are all awesome. We all vibe very well. They were very welcoming to me. He was texting his mom about me and like sending her pictures of us. So like in my mind, I'm like, okay, he's telling his mom about me. Maybe he's really into me. And the whole time he's just like kissing on me the whole time and like holding my hand and calling me these names. And this one night we were downtown drinking, and we go outside to like take a break from the dance floor, and maybe it was just the alcohol talking, but he just would not stop telling me how much he liked me and how it's so scary that he liked me like that, and bringing up Mila and meeting her. And I don't remember everything, but he just kept going on and like trying to persuade me to like him too, because I have my guard up. I know better than to just believe whatever I hear. So yeah, we took like some pictures. We went to the beach. Again, I'm still not having my hopes up because I know he just got out of a marriage. I don't know, he said 8 months ago. So I know he's not ready. And we're both not moved to Texas yet. So we both have things to look forward to. We both have to find a job there. We both want to get settled and have our life going. So I knew like we weren't going to jump into a relationship right away. We're just seeing where things go. But I don't know. I don't like the fact that he was like posting me and telling his mom, and like that was definitely leading me on. And it just sucks when you get like your hopes up. And I thought he was an awesome man. He loved God. He loved his friends and family, which was really attractive. Like if his friends had an issue or were emotional or something, he would be the first one to like be there, which I want in a man. So yeah, if you guys follow me on Instagram and you guys saw that picture, so we took that picture on my last night. We went out to dinner and he has it like he's about to post it, and he's like, I'll post it if you post it. And I'm like, bet, because I'm down. And I was into him. I'm like, cool, he's like really into me. So I post him too, and we go on our way. So the next day I leave back to Tucson, and I had freaking like 3 flights and 3 layovers. So I left at 9 a.m. and then I got back at like 10:30 p.m. So I was traveling all freaking day from Florida to Arizona. I had a 3-hour layover. It was just a whole ordeal, and I just feel emotional just because I'm like, why did I make a trip for this guy and do all that when at the end of the day he wasn't even ready for it, or like he was leading me on the whole time. And I only went on this trip because he was leading me on before the trip too, and talking about like what our future would look like if we chose to go down that path, which I know I didn't have my expectations up, like I don't know, but he was basically letting it be known like that's a possibility, is that we go down that road and like we can take things serious. But the day after when I left, sorry you guys, I'm really bad at storytelling, but the day that I left, I got home and I'm like all giddy. I'm still like, oh my gosh, that was such an awesome trip. I can't believe like I found this awesome guy. Like he's so perfect. He's so cool. And then I get a text saying like, hey, I forget, I deleted all of our messages because I was so annoyed. But he texted me basically saying like, hey, this is going too fast. I'm not ready for all of this. And I'm like, okay, that's totally fine. Like I wanted to take things slow anyway, or I was okay with taking things slow. And I'm like, okay, what about just like we can be friends, or like hang out when we get there eventually in Texas and see where things go, or like just be friends. And he's like, well, I think that would complicate things too much. So I get it, he has things he has to work on. I just don't like being led on like this. And like the fact that I took time away from my daughter kind of like upsets me. But you know what, I have to look at the positive too. It was a really fun trip. It was nice to get a break from Mila and not always have to worry about like changing diapers and getting a bottle in the morning and stuff. So it's not all negative. I'm not going to be like heartbroken over this. I was just disappointed initially, but I'll get over it. I guess I just wanted to share that because I just feel dumb for posting him, and then the very next day I deleted it because that's when he texted me that. But I'm not going to take it personal. I really do think just people need to work on themselves. Like I need to work on myself as well. I just need to move down to Texas. 2 more weeks, you guys. We're going to be in Texas. Settle down, find a job. Like I don't really need that distraction anyway. It's just disappointing when you like start to catch feelings when you know like normally I'm super guarded from that. Like why would I let my guard down and then this happens again? And it just makes like your walls up higher than even they normally are. So I guess that's the story time. I know you guys probably were wondering like what was going on, why did I post him and then delete it? It's just like a freaking mess. I know, I'm aware. It's like I'm very content by myself because I know I need to work on myself and just focus on my daughter. She's still only 2. She's just so young and still needs a lot of my attention, and she's my number 1 priority. And I get that maybe some guys won't like that, or some guys won't like that I can't leave anytime I want to go get a drink or whatever. But one day an amazing man will come my way and make me forget all about all of this past BS. And like I get a lot of DMs or guys trying to hit on me and stuff, but I don't take it serious because of this reason. I know like not a lot of guys will really be down at the end of the day to like actually date and be serious, and I'm not looking to like, play games, or like I'd rather be single or be taken seriously. Just with a daughter, like I don't have time to just be dating random men all the time. Like I have to be 100% interested in your values and you as a man before I even go on that date. I've definitely learned a lot of red flags over time and what not to look for and what to look for. So everything happens for a reason. I just feel stupid right now. I do. I asked my friend even before I went on this Florida trip, I was like, hey, what do you think about blah, blah, blah? And she was like, girl, no, don't do it. Just no. And I didn't listen to her, and I went, and sure enough, and I heard from another person. She's like, oh yeah, I've heard tons of stories from girls. Like, I'm not even surprised. It is what it is. I guess that's just who he is, or maybe he likes to play girls a lot. That's not my issue. I know who I am as a person and that I'm genuine, and I have a lot of love to give for the right man. Okay, I guess that's it for my video. Mila's outside. You want to come say hi to the camera? Say hi, crazy hair. Yay, let's dance. Thank you guys for watching and listen to me ramble about nothing. If you would like, please make sure you are subscribed and like this video. There will be a lot more videos to come. Texas move is happening in 2 weeks, so I will be posting like an empty house tour and decorating my room. So look out for that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!